Hello, friends. Pastor Amy here from Southgate United Methodist Church. It's Wednesday, September 6th, and I wanted to follow up with you on some of what we talked about last Sunday, in particular, ways of developing habits of prayer. We talked about the third of the general rules, which is stay in love with God, and prayer is one way that we do that. And I talked about my struggles with developing a daily prayer routine, a daily prayer habit. And one thing that has helped me is a prayer app. One that I have found very helpful for me is this one, Lectio 365. So that's my personal recommendation. If you're using something different, or if you have another habit or a resource to share, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to contact me directly or comment on this post, whatever works. But it's always good to share the resources and the things that work for us as we encourage one another in our spiritual journey. As we're looking ahead to next week and the next 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about creation. And a growing number of churches are adopting a season of the church year to talk about creation. Talking about the glory of creation, how God is reflected in the natural world, as well as the importance of advocating for creation and for a healthier environment, because we haven't done such a good job on that. So it's about ecological justice as well. So next couple of weeks, we're going to cover that. And one of the things that I really wanted to encourage you all to practice is to look for where you see God revealed through nature, or where you see or perceive the natural world offering up its praises to God, which, I don't mean to anthropomorphize flowers and trees and things like that, but there are scriptures, lots of scriptures that reference how creation is in itself a form of praise of God. Even Jesus, when he entered into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, he was criticized by others saying, make these crowds quiet. And he said, even if they were silent, the rocks themselves would shout praises to God. There is this understanding that creation itself is, it doesn't exist solely for the purpose of sustaining human life. So often we make the mistake of looking around at creation and seeing in it resources that can make human life better. We get the food we eat from the natural world, shelter, medicine, materials for clothing, and all kinds of things. And all of you follow production back far enough, and it always ends in the natural world. And we see the creation as resources to be used. But creation is so much more than that. It is a reflection of God's love. It is made with God's hands, and it deserves our respect as well as our awe. So I was looking around, and I am always in awe of the talents of our gardeners at this church, because they really have a knack for growing beautiful things. And I wanted to just share with you some photos I took of one of the flowering plants here on our church property. I'm pretty sure this is a hibiscus, and these blooms have been coming and going for much of the summer, and I'm always just in such awe of the beauty that this one plant provides. And it's just part of a greater garden that is in itself an expression of God's love, and the love and work of the hands that went to tending to this garden. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope you keep your eyes out for ways in which you see God's praises being lifted up in the natural world, in creation. And I'd love to hear your stories and experiences as well. And we can talk more about that also on Sunday. Until then, friends, remember that God loves you. So do I. And I'll see you Sunday.